achieve the sometimes like this. Here you are inserting the data one by one. So if you want to insert the multiple records, so we need to use the employee number. So treat like I say, if you have the employee table in a different table. So if you have the data in the different table, now I'm rollbacking this and I'm running this again. We have the 15 records now. Okay, so now there is a data in some X table. I need to insert that employee information into this employee table. Okay, so while inserting that, there is no employee number column for me. Okay, tree. We have the select star from emp_11 we have, right? Yesterday we created that. Now we have the 14 records here. Now I'm dropping the column like a alter table emp11. Okay, drop number column. Now I drop that. Now we have the 7 columns we have. Okay, now the client won't provide the account number information for you. You need to generate the account number. Okay, so whatever the customers are coming to me, I am saving this each and every customer information in the Excel row and store it, all the details in some Excel file now. Now I need to load the data into our database. Okay, now I need to load the data into our database. Treat like I said, this is your Excel sheet. I'm preparing this Excel sheet. Insert. You can able to frame the Excel sheet. Okay, now I am storing into desktop. Sample data. MB. Now we have the data like this. Okay, so the client will send in this way. The client will send in this way. Now we need to load this data into our database. To load this we can call it as a .csv file, .flat file, text file. So text .csv, .excel, anything, right? So we can call it as a flat file. This is a flat file. Okay, so this is the CSV, in the sense comma separated file. Every value can separated with the comma here. So if you are opening with Excel, you won't see that commas everything. If you open with the notepad and everything, you will see for each and every value it's separated with the comma. CSV, comma separated value. Okay, now we have the employee information here. Now I need to load this employee information into our database. Okay, now I will show the things with the SQL developer. So if you want to load that as a practical way and the real-time case, you need to use the external files or you need to use the SQL loader concept. So videos is already there in our channel. Kindly go through with that and try to practice yourself. I will let you know by tomorrow with that. Okay, now see, go to the table and go to the schema HR. This is the user. Okay, select that table option and go to the import data. Go to the import data. Select that where file you have. Where is your file? Okay, sample_emp.csv. Okay, now it is showing the error. Okay, 1 minute. I can save it as in a different way. So I'll go to the okay, save as. Go to the Excel work group. Okay, comma delimiter file. Just Shiva is the data file name I'm mentioning like a Shiva. Okay, now I copied the data into Shiva data CSV file. Now I'm importing that data. Import. What is happening? Shiva is not there. 1 minute. So I'm copying the data from that sheet to this sheet. Sample underscore EMP. Unable to take it no, that place. Okay, now I'm copying this data and saving into different one. Okay, we have this right now. I'm copying this data. What happened? Keep this format whichever preserve the features, click on no, then there's save a copy at least in the Excel format. Okay, now I copied the data. Okay, now I will run this again with the import data. So sample.csv is our file. Now I copied in that a different format. So this is not the MS Excel is not the licensed version. So it is not supporting for me to convert the data into .csv. Okay, so now I copied this Excel data. So just I simply selected that Excel file and choose the browse the option and selected that. Okay, now I'm pressing this next and provide the table name. So EMP underscore, so increment. So otherwise make it like I said today employee. So employee today info. Okay, so you got the information from the client. Now you make it like the table. Okay, provide that. So whatever the columns we have from the client, these are the columns. Okay, so in this, if you don't need any one of the column information, you can make it like as a, you can exclude that using this option. Okay, while creating this table with this 7 columns, you are excluding this commission column. Okay, it won't create that column information for that. Okay, now I excluded this, right? See, I'm going for the next. Okay, it will choose, we need to choose the data type. So employee name, so varchar data type 22 bytes, job, salary. So we have here number. So maximum size is 38, it is showing. So I can say 20 is enough for me, or 10 is enough for me. I can change the data type, what the data type is required for me. I can choose that here based on this drop down option. Okay, now I'm going with the next. Simply finish. So task successful and imported committed. Import committed. So whatever the things you have performed now, that is created with the, so select start from emp underscore sample. Now the data is loaded into this table. So what the table we have created now? Sample underscore emp. So now we created some table. I forgetted that name. What the object I have created very recently. So if you want to find out that. Now I don't know, right? So what the table I have created. If you have remember, kindly help me. Else, if you don't know, by mistakenly, if you forget that name, you can able to get it simply. Let's start from user underscore objects. Okay, so in user underscore objects, we have the option like a created. Okay, created. So 25th November. So we created the table as a emp underscore today underscore info. You got it right? So here we have the timestamp. If you created the object today, if you created more than one or hundreds of tables, if you have, what is the recent table? So if you want to know what is the recent table for that, so order by created descending. So we need the recent. So use the descending option and use the timestamp column. Timestamp. It give the when you updated that, it capture the time for that particular day. Now you will get the correct one. See, 1946 you created, 1930 you created the constraint, 1926 you created the sequence. Okay, so this is the way you can able to find out what the recent object you created. In user underscore objects, we'll see the created time. So this is when the table is created, when the object is created, when recently is updated that. Using the timestamp, you can able to get it that. Okay, so take this and see with the, now we have the data in this. Treat like I said, this is LAN table. If you have the data in the file, you loaded that file to the table. Okay, how the things we did in here, in the similar way, we can able to do in a SQL loader concept. Take the input file, load the data into some LAN table, and we can use that from LAN table to the stage. So if you want to load the data, any data, client data, so you cannot directly load into main schema and main user. Okay, you can put some check post. If you want to reach the Hyderabad, there is a border in the Kurnool. So if you want to reach the Kadapa, if you want to reach the Kurnool from Hyderabad to Kurnool, there is a border in that. There is a lot of check posts. In the similar way, if you want to perform any action, we'll put the lot of check posts. Okay, so employee underscore today info we have. Now we loaded the file to the table. Okay, if you want to perform any action, so you can put the conditions like this. If it reach the Kadapa, so Kurnool border, so if there is a check, like the people are performing the search operation. Okay, then you can skip that border and go into different way. You can put that mind in your mind. So if some policies are going and checking that any such operation, you will divert that from route. Okay, in the similar way, if you want to do anything, so you can put that condition. So file to the land, we can move the data from file to the one schema. Landing table, we will call it as a landing table. We are landing the data file to the table. Okay, so after that, so whatever the data we landed into the table, we need to perform some operations for that. Okay, we can perform that in between. So if the client is missing any value here, see, if you don't have any manager information, our client is sending that job as in the capital letter. I need to convert that into small letter. So I want to make it like I say, if you have email column, in that there is no like you don't have name column here. So there is a email column. Using that, you need to derive the first name, last name, something like. So I want to derive that. So derivation, you need to convert the data from client data to the required format. So you have the full name column. You need to split that into first name, last name, middle name like that. So you can perform that operation from land to stage. Okay, so what are the things you are performing from land to stage? You did the required changes to the staging operation. From that, you can directly push the data into the master schema. So I will explain the things later. Now treat like I said, this is landing table now. We got the data into this. Now I need to load the data into our actual table. Our actual table. Actual table having how many columns we have? Select star from employee. We have the 9 columns. Here we have, so 1, 2, 6, 7, 8 columns we have. Okay. In EMP underscore today info, we have the 6 columns. We don't have, we excluded the commission column as well. Now I need to make it this insert statement. Okay, how can we copy the data from one table to another table? How can we copy the data from one table to another table?
By providing backup.
Sorry, Lavanya, tell me.
Backup column.
Tell me the syntax statement.
అదే నేను క్వశ్చన్ అడిగి మళ్ళీ చెప్తా అన్నా.
So what we are performing here, create
table backup column as
no, wait. So now what I am doing here, kindly help me with that. Create table EMP as select star from
present
EMP. So what I am performing here, what I am doing here,
copying the all columns from EMP table to EM.
Okay, I am copying only columns, not the data.
Including data, sir.
Yes, I am copying the structure and the data into EMP tables. Okay, so if the table is not present in a database, you will do this operation. If the table is already present, this EMP table, EM is the table, right? Now EMP is your actual table. You need to copy the data from this table. Okay, the table is already present. Use insert statement. Insert into EMP. Insert into table name. So from which, so for to which table I need to copy the data, that you need to mention insert into. From which table I need to copy, use that in from class. Okay, now I am running this. You will get the error. So not enough values. So not enough values. So in the employee today info table, we have the 6 columns. In this employee table, we have the 9 columns or 8 columns. 3, 6, 8 columns we have. So you are trying to insert the data for 8 columns, only 6 column information. Okay, you need to insert that. So if you want to insert the data from one table to another table, the columns must and should be same for the both tables. Okay, so if you have the 8 columns, the corresponding table also need have the 8 columns. Okay, so if you have the 8 columns, for each and every column, data type must and should be same. The column name if differ also, I don't bother about that. So if you have 8 columns, there must be 8 columns in the another table. So the column data type must and should be same. So we have C1, C2, C3 columns. Here we have F1, F2, D1, M1, whatever the columns I have, I don't care about that. But I need the data type must and should be same. I need to maintain the data type must and be same. Now we have this 6 columns. Now we don't have the commission column. We don't have the employee number column, correct? Now we need to generate that. So we need to map that similar way. So commission column we don't have. So and employee number information we don't have. So copy these columns. Copy the all columns. So what the source we have? This is your source table. A target table, not the source, target. So where you need to push the data, that is your target table. The employee table is having this column and I copied the target columns. Okay. Now I'm trying to map this information. Now I'm trying to map this information. So run this now. So you are getting the error. Commission is an invalid identifier. And now I'm making another change. Now I'm making another change. Filter. Rename column. So what we have the column like a EBT number to DNO. Now I copied that. So now I rename that employee table. See, now we have the employee information in this table. So now I am selecting this again. Select start from EBT underscore today info. Now we have the column like a DNO. Instead of a department number, I say that as a DNO. Okay. Now you don't have any common column. Department number is that you earlier we have the common. Now it is a different column. How can we map this from one table to another table? See, now I am running this. I am getting the commission is an invalid. Sorry, department number is the invalid identifier. So see this table. Is there any related column for the department number table? Okay. So observe that. Describe the table. See, department number. Instead of that department number, there is a column like DNO. So I know the business. That's why I can able to understand this. So if you don't know the business, so if you don't know the table relations, okay, if you don't know the what the table having, what are the columns we have, what is this column contain, what is this column contain, you need to understand that table relations. So I have explained the table relations in the PLSQL video, real-time project explanation 1. So how we need to understand the business, I have explained very clearly in that. Okay, so here I know the business, this is the employee table, DNO in the sense, maybe department number. I can guess that. No, I have the option to guess only, nothing else I have. Now, I'm make it like I say DNO as a department number, as department number. Now see, now I'm getting the different error. Commission is invalid identifier. Now I don't have any commission for that. Now simply I can put the null for that. Simply I can put the null for that. Now I am getting the error with the employee number. For that also I am putting null for that. Now for time being, see what happening here if I run this query. So without the employee number, it is, so for every employee number you are providing the null. For every employee commission also you are providing the null. Okay, now we need to generate the sequence number for employee number. So try to use the sequence number. So what we created now. So emp id data sequence name dot next one. Try to use that. So instead of null, use this. It can frame the 7936373839. See here, it generated 14 sequence numbers. Okay, so you can insert the data. So you can insert the data in this way. Now copy this. Instead of star, try to map the column list from one table to another table. So we have the 9 columns here. I copied the 9 columns and I'm mapping one column to one column. So you need to mention in this way. So actually you need to mention in this way. Insert into column list. This is your value list. This employee number is mapped with this column. This ename is mapped with this manager, hire date, salary, commission is matched with this. Like that you need to map. Okay, so you need to frame this query like this. Now see, now the data is inserted, because it changing the employee sequence number without giving the iniq constraint violation. Now I committed that. Now the employee table is having so I can take another half an hour of time. Okay, so we have the employee information. How many records? 71. Okay, now I'm copying with again. Okay, I inserted like a 6 times. Now, how many records I have in this table? How can I identify? Count star. We have 183 records now. I'm inserting one more time. Okay, I committed the data now. I have more than 200 records now, 225. Okay, now I'm dropping the constraint. So I'm dropping the constraint for that. So how can we drop the constraint? Is Prashanti there? Okay, so I drop the constraint, alter table, table name, drop constraint, constraint name. Okay, now I drop the constraint. Now, if I insert the duplicate, if I insert anything, it allows. Okay, now I dropped it. Okay, now, so what is happening? This is what about the sequence. Now we are going to deal with the indexes. Now we are going to deal with the indexes. Nothing else we have. You will insert the statement in this way. We can frame the queries in the PLSQL block in this way. So how we inserted the data? This is your way to insert. This way. Okay. You can insert the data in this way. This is about the sequence. We don't have any other thing to discuss about sequence. So now we are going to see about